Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. I shared this story the other night with an individual a few nights back, and I thought it might be something I should share with you because it might just help you, especially if you're at the point where you know you need to get clean and sober, you want to get clean and sober, you just don't know how to take that first step because of the fear of the unknown. You don't know what to expect. July the 5th, 2021, I'm standing outside on the phone. It's about 11:15 p.m. I'm talking to my best friend. He's ripping my ass. He has never seen me this physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually broken. And he's telling me, he said, Drew, wherever I got to take you on this planet to get your head screwed on straight, to give you that mental reset, he said, I will take you there personally, and I will even pay for it. Wherever I got to go, or wherever I got to take you, I will take you there, and I will even pay for it. So here's my best friend telling me he cares enough about me. He's going to take me to wherever I got to go to get my head reset. There's only one place on this planet to where I can go to where all the squirrels in my head go to sleep, all the chaos, all the noise gets turned down. There's only one place on this planet, and for me, that's Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. That's my Disneyland. That's my Disney World, right? That's my happy place on this planet. I told him that. He cussed me a little bit. He said, okay, fine. He said, I'll take you there. He said, but you have to be sober. Shit, I'm not going to do that. Up to that point in July 2021, hell, the longest I could go without taking a drink was maybe 6-10 hours, maybe. So, oh shit, I get to go to Gettysburg. Yeah, and that's going to give me something to focus on. But how am I going to be sober? How am I going to be sober? And then how long is it going to be before we go to Gettysburg? And I remember thinking if we plan a trip close enough, that'll give me just enough time to get clean and sober, go to Gettysburg, and then I can come home and start drinking again. It's a terrible thought, but it's the truth. That's exactly what I thought. Maybe if I plan it close enough, I could just last long enough, go to Gettysburg, come home, and start drinking again. Man. But yet again, I didn't even think I could do that. Really? Because, I mean, if you think about it, I couldn't even stay sober for 24 hours. I told him, I said, okay, sounds good, we'll do it. And we planned a trip out about 2 weeks out. Lo and behold, I stayed sober for a whole day. As a matter of fact, lo and behold, I stayed sober for 2 full weeks. And I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my God, I didn't think I could stay sober for a day, but here we are 2 weeks. Here we are 2 weeks later, I'm standing in my happy place in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And I'm standing on the southern end of the battlefield on this mountain called Little Round Top. It's this mountaintop, and there were a bunch of troops that charged up that mountain back in 1863. I'm standing up there looking down, and I'd always wanted to see what it was like to climb that mountain, to scale that mountain like those infantrymen did. And I'm standing up there, like I said, I'm 2 weeks sober, and I'm starting to work things out in my head. I'm starting to have that internal dialogue in my brain. And I said, you know what? I want to go down that hill, but there's so much brush, and this place called Little Round Top, there's a lot of rocks and boulders. It's easy to slip and fall, break an ankle, and hell, here we are in the middle of July of 2021. There's all this brush, and I could step into a snake's nest, a pit of snakes, right? There could be rattlers, there could be copperheads. I don't know, I'm wearing shorts. You know what, I'll just go take the easy route. I'll go back up to the main road, go down, around. And I remember I had this moment, standing there on that rock, looking southwest, out over Devil's Den. I had this moment where I realized, and I said to myself, this is exactly what I have been doing for the last 20 years. Always coming up with every reason and every excuse to not do the things that I need to be doing. I will come up with every reason and every excuse to not do the things I know I need to be doing. But when it comes to doing the things I know I shouldn't be doing, there's no excuse. There's no reason. I'll just do them. And I remember having this conversation in my head. This is exactly what's happened in my life. I've been doing the things that, not been doing the things that I know that I need to be doing. And I've spent all this time coming up with these excuses. I'm going to take that first step. And so there's this little trail, and I walked maybe about 15 feet up to this pile of brush, and it looked like a drop off, but it was hidden. I couldn't see where I was stepping. I was like, man, I've never been down this far. Maybe I should just go back. I've come far enough, right? Maybe I should just go back. Nope, Drew, this is what you always do. I'll get to a certain point. I've never been this far. I've never been this far. I'm good now, right? I've never seen this before. I'm going to enjoy this view. Yeah, this is exactly what I've always done. Made excuses for not doing what I know that I should be doing. I stepped down into that brush, found my footing. I was covered in brush for about maybe 3 or 4 steps, and lo and behold, there's another path. There's a new path that I didn't see before. I took off to the end of that path, and same thing. There's another pile of brush. I couldn't see how thick. I mean, I saw how thick it was. I just couldn't see how long it lasted. Couldn't see what was on the other side. Didn't know what was in it. I said, okay, I'm gonna step down and try to walk through that. And started walking through that. And lo and behold, took 3 or 4 steps through that brush. There's another path that I didn't see before. At this point, wow, I have come so far. I've never actually stood on this part of the mountaintop. I've never stood on this part of the battlefield. Maybe I should go back. Maybe I should go back. I've come far enough, right? I've done so good. I've come far enough. Turn around and look back up, and I realized when I looked back up at the top of that mountain, I was already halfway down. Matter of fact, it looked more dangerous going back up to where I'd come from. Looked a lot more dangerous going back that way than what it did going forward. I said, you know what? This is exactly what I've done my whole life. I've made excuses to not do the things that I know that I need to be doing. I took that next step. I had no idea what was in that pile of brush. I had no idea what the terrain, what the ground felt like. I couldn't see. I took that next step. And lo and behold, before too long, I was 3/4 of the way down the mountain. I said, oh my God. And at that point, I had the momentum to my back. I could feel myself knowing full well that I was close to the end. And I made it down to the bottom of that hill, standing exactly where I wanted to be standing. I had achieved the result that I wanted to achieve. And I looked back up and I was like, I've never done this before. I've never done this before. I've never gotten this far because I always made excuses to use as excuses anyway, to not do the things that I know that I need to be doing. Is that where you're at? You know you need to get clean and sober. You know you want to get clean and sober, but you just can't take that first step. Are you doing the same thing I was doing? Making excuses to not do the things you know you need to be doing? Take that first step. I know it's scary. I know it's the apprehension you're feeling. I remember that day very well. I wanted to go down that path. I wanted to follow that path. I just didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was physically walking into. Again, there could have been snakes. There could have been who knows what. I could have broken an ankle. I could have fallen and rolled down the hill. There was so much uncertainty, so many unknown variables there. I just wanted to walk the hill. I wanted to take that first step. I wanted to follow that path. I wanted to go in that direction. I just had to be willing to take that first step. And even when I took that first step, and as a matter of fact, I made it halfway down the hill, like I said, I turned back around. I said, wow, this is great. This is great for you. I've never been this far. Maybe I should just stop. No, it's time to keep going. I turned and looked back, and I realized it was more dangerous going back to where I'd started from than just going forward and finishing the journey. I want to encourage you today, if you're at that cusp, if you know you need to get clean and sober and you want to get clean and sober, you just don't know how to take that first step. You're just afraid to take that first step. It's a lot of fear and apprehension, fear of the unknown. I get it. I still live with that fear of the unknown on an everyday basis. It doesn't mean I don't have to take that step forward. It doesn't mean there's not another path on the other side of that unknown for me to follow. It's good to be on the right track. And while it's easy for us to say, you know what, we've come this far, I'm on the right track, I'm good. It's great to be on the right track. The problem is your ass is going to get run over if you just sit there. I encourage you, keep moving forward. Step into that unknown. You never know what path may be on the other side of what you can't see. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys keep me sober. I could not be more appreciative. We have Crosstalk tomorrow night, Friday night, 7 o'clock, 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington. Encourage you to come on down and hang out with a group of like-minded drunks and drug addicts. All sitting around talking shop and having a hell of a good time. Again, I want to thank you guys. If you have a topic you'd like to hear discussed on the Recovery Classroom Monologues, feel free to email it directly to me, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org. I'll take a look at it and see what we can do. We'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.